Hello and welcome to Verbaling. Hi there, I'm teacher Oakley, and once again, it is time for Famous Quotes class. A little something I generally do pretty much every Saturday. Today, we're going to be looking at famous quotes from Zig Ziglar. Who is Zig Ziglar? Widely known in America. I'm anxious to see how many of my students have heard of this guy because, well, he's fairly well known among a certain sector in the United States. Heidi, welcome to the class.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. I like your new avatar. Very good. Snowboarding. Hello, Kitty. Have you ever tried snowboarding before?
I know, I never.
Don't do it now because I'll tell you what, it will beat you up. Snowboarding is something you must learn when you're young and you're not afraid to fall down flat on your face repeatedly. It's absolutely true. The way you're strapped in on a snowboard, you can't just sort of crumple to the ground the way you can when you're skiing. You just wham, or the other way, wham.
Yeah, every year, some people died by snowboarding. They hit their head. So.
Well, yeah, some people die. Many more people break or sprain their wrists because you fall down so quickly you try to catch yourself and you get your wrist wrong. And anyway, welcome to the class. Heidi, do you have any idea who Zig Ziglar is?
No, Zig. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of suspected that most people not from the United States are probably not going to have an idea. Let me say hello to Moham. Hey, Moham. Hello. Hello. Too much noise behind you? Okay. Hello. All right. Tell everyone to go away. Moham, just yes or no. Do you have any idea who Zig Ziglar is? No idea. Okay. All right. I'm not really surprised. Okay. Anatoly has also joined us.
Hello.
Hi, Anatoly. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Doing okay. Thanks. Today in our famous quotes class, we're going to be looking at a fellow named Zig Ziglar. Have you ever heard of him? Anatoly?
I recognized about him just 10 minutes ago when I prepared for the class.
Oh, okay. So you researched about him a little bit just to see who he was. Okay. All right. Let me say hello to Max. Max, howdy.
Hello, Oakley.
Hi.
I'm okay. Fine.
Good.
Thank you for asking. Hello, everyone.
Max, have you ever heard of our subject of today's famous quotes class? Have you ever heard of Zig Ziglar?
No, actually not. But I agree with his quotes. Something like if you dream about it, of course you can achieve it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Well, I was saying in the beginning of class, a certain sector of Americans, know Zig Ziglar very well, and that sector would include businessmen and most especially anybody involved in sales. This guy, I mean, I've worked in BPOs and doing marketing and other kinds of basic sales when I was much younger. I sold vacuum cleaners for a short while. In any case, any place that I have ever worked in the United States or for Americans, I end up hearing Zig Ziglar quotes. He is like the sales guru of all time, especially. But he evolved from a salesman to speaking about sales, and then he sort of developed into one of the first motivational speakers. He was like a motivational speaker when there were no such thing as motivational speakers. He's like the forefather of this whole motivational speaker industry. I think I can safely call it an industry nowadays, or at least it is in the United States. Um, Actually, I'm interested in that as well. Heidi, is there such a culture of motivational speakers? Do people pay money in Japan to go get motivated and listen to inspirational speakers? Is this a normal thing in Japanese society?
No, I've never heard.
No. No. Just no. Okay, well, this is very common in the United States nowadays. And these people, I don't know. It's kind of funny. These people make a lot of money. I guess if they're good or they're good at marketing themselves or whatever, they can stand to make quite a lot of money. You may have seen this. It is the subject of many comedy sketch shows or many movies, American movies. You might see these guys that get on stage and start screaming at the crowd, "You can do it! It's all up to you!" And they're running around, jumping around on stage, being very, very energetic and speaking to the crowd. There's a number of movies I've seen this in, actually. Edgardo, welcome to the class. Hello, hello.
Hello, teacher. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Edgardo, where you're from? Where are you from again? You're in
I'm from Chile.
Chile, right? Okay,
Chile.
thank you.
Yes.
Okay, in Chile, do you have this kind of does this kind of thing happen? Are there motivational speakers who will basically speak to an audience? You pay money and you go see this guy, and he's supposed to motivate and inspire you. Does this kind of thing happen in Chile?
No, that's is not usual in Chile, but I like to watch those kind of videos on YouTube. I think are very useful to because you find inspiration in on that videos.
Right. Of course, silly me, I forgot to mention that obviously these motivational speakers have crossed over into the modern age, and right, there's a lot of these types of things on YouTube now, of course. Okay, Moham has pointed out there's a movie called Requiem for a Dream. Okay, one of these movies. I think there's a movie about Zig Ziglar, actually, but sorry, I don't know the title. And Anatoly, the class material can't be downloaded. Did everybody find that problem? I'm curious. Were others able to download the material?
I don't have problems.
No problem?
I didn't have.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
better. I didn't have any problems. Yeah, okay. I don't know, Anatoly.
Okay, doesn't matter.
Okay. Anyway, I'm going to screen share some of the quotes, actually, right now. As always, when we look at these quotes, we're going to discuss them. Keep in mind who and what this guy is. This guy was primarily and initially a salesman. He became a motivational speaker. Then he started to write books, which were best-selling books, by the way. So keep in mind his background as we read the quotes. We'll discuss them and discuss how much we agree or disagree with them. Of course, summarize the meaning and our opinion about them. Of course, there's no wrong opinion about them. You can agree or disagree. We may even interpret the quotes differently. Nothing wrong with that. After all, they're quotes. I will attempt, please don't be shy to ask me about any vocabulary or there may be metaphorical language, idiomatic language, or even cultural references. I'll try to explain those as we go along. Okay. Without further ado, let me screen share some of these quotes. Okay. Starting with the first one. Heidi, can you read this first quote?
Your
Please.
attitude, not your aptitude, will determine your altitude.
All right, a lot of tudes there. Okay. What do you think of this quote, Heidi? Do you understand what he's trying to say?
Yes, it's, your action determine your kind of status of the society, like that. Altitude means.
Well, yeah, status in society. Yeah, okay. Altitude maybe as a measurement of success as compared to society, I suppose. Yeah, I guess that's it. So what do you think of that?
Yeah, I can't see any ability that, yeah, if I work with someone that together, gradually I can know the man's aptitude. But at first, most important is the attitude, the action.
Mm-hmm. Well, your attitude, yeah, it does generally translate to action. That's true, but your attitude is more your positive or negative feelings about doing something, whatever you may be doing.
If your attitude is very good, but you don't have any action
That's true.
Based on your aptitude, you can't go up on some high grade of society.
Okay. Yeah, we have with attitude, we have bad attitude. And he has a really good attitude. It's a strong compliment. He has a bad attitude. Is obviously very negative. We say positive and negative attitude. These are strong collocations. Okay, hang on. Let me quickly say hello to Shell. Hi, Shell. Welcome to the class.
Hello, Oakley. Thank you.
Hi. Nice to have you with us. I'll talk to you in just a minute. Let me go to, well, Molham is only chatting for now because he's in a noisy area. But Molham, feel free to type your feelings or your perspective on this quote. While you're doing that, let me talk to Anatoly. Anatoly, what do you think of this quote?
I agree. It could be named as a statement for motivation.
Indeed.
Yes, and it is the most important, our attitude to something. We can find ourselves very clever if we will start to think about we are clever person. And the same especially important for skills in job. And other people, they feel how you feel about yourself. And if a person confident in speaker, for example, in front of audience in his speech, it could be felt by other people.
Interesting point. Um, okay, very interesting point. Max, do you agree? Anatoly raises a point that attitude, not only, he goes a little further with the quote, uh, he actually added a point that attitude is, if I can paraphrase you, Anatoly, attitude is infectious. It's catching. An attitude can be transferred from one person to another. Uh,
Maybe. One
what do you think?
Russian phrase comes to mind, really. I think it's related to this quote.
Uh-huh.
We can compare this. Some kind of people, people who want to achieve their goals, looking for opportunity. Other searching only excuses.
Ah, oh, that's very good. That is very strongly. Yeah, I think that
Yeah, and
very
yeah,
strongly.
I think aptitude it could be one of um, excuse. Really, just
Huh.
say to yourself, I can do it, and don't do anything. But I think,
Right.
yeah, some kind of.
I agree. I'm a genius, and that's enough. But if there's no motivation and no action, going back to what Heidi says, well, then you're not really gonna get too far, probably. Okay. Uh, Edgardo, oh, let me quickly, got a new student here. Let me quickly say hello to Ming. Ming, welcome to the class. Hi there.
Um, hi, hi,
Hi.
Oakley.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Okay. Uh, Edgardo, any more thoughts on this, or shall we move on?
Well, I am agree with that phrase. Um, I think the important thing of that phrase is having a right attitude is like the core, is the base if you want to achieve some or any goal. So,
Yeah, I agree. Uh, yeah. Yeah. It, you're absolutely right. I don't know, for something or some reason, what you just said totally reminded me of something. A person, actually, that I grew up with. A girl. Um, a girl who was really not all that bright. I mean, she was, I hate to say it, but she was blonde, and she she just was not all that smart. But this girl just worked and worked and worked and worked and worked. She was, I don't know, her attitude was just don't stop, keep working. And although there was a lot more people that were a lot brighter than she was, she actually went quite far in life, which is not surprising at all, given her attitude, her never say die attitude. I don't know why, you just totally reminded me of her. Uh, okay, I'm gonna go to Shell now. Shell, I see by your note in the chat box. Have you heard of Zig Ziglar before then?
Yes, I actually follow him on Facebook, but I heard of
No
him
kidding.
from John Maxwell. I think
Okay.
he is one of the most commonly most frequently quoted by John Maxwell, Zig Ziglar.
Uh-huh. Yeah. He- amazing. And who is John Maxwell? For those who don't know, I'm
He's
vaguely familiar.
he's a motivational speaker. He's a good
Yeah.
leader, and yeah, I've read most of his books as well.
Uh-huh. So he's kind of an acolyte of Zig Ziglar, like a student of Zig Ziglar. Uh, okay. Speaking of Zig Ziglar and motivation, Shell, can you read the next quote?
People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily.
Uh, okay. Actually, we see something else interesting as far as grammar. Neither without nor. This is actually a little unusual, but the comparison is obvious there. Motivation to bathing. Uh, Notice that we use neither, not nor does bathing. If you're going to use it this way, it's okay to use it without nor. You really can't use nor without neither, however. Anyway, Shell, so how do we do that? Well, first of all, you understand the quote. I think it's pretty straightforward. Do you understand the quote?
Yes.
Okay. So how do we do that? How do we motivate ourselves every day? You guys are pretty good at it. I see many of you in classes here at Verbling every day. You must be motivating yourself. You must be knowing something. Uh,
Well, for me personally, I have a goal to achieve, and I regularly read that goal and focus myself on that. Otherwise, I'll slack off, I'll I'll get lazy, and then but when I focus on my vision or on what I want to achieve, I get myself motivated, and it has to come internally because there's also
mm,
a thing known as an external motivation that doesn't really
there
last.
are.
But when it comes from within, yes, yeah, there are things. So, so anyway, when it comes to internal motivation, it comes from within, and it's as if nothing can actually let me down if I have that motivation to pursue in achieving my goals.
Okay. Well, thank you. I think that was quite well said. And I think you raise a great point there to frequently review your goals. Don't lose sight of your goals. To review, and I think you mentioned something about envision your goals. You brought up internal versus external motivation. Um, let me talk to Ming. Hi, Ming.
Oh, hi.
Hi. What do you think Shell means when she talks about internal and external motivation? Can you Do you have any
Uh,
idea what she's talking about?
I think external motivations is external events that cause you to be motivated, but they are not necessarily uh, long lasting because if the event change then you lose the motivation. But whereas internal motivation is that drive you have to better yourself, and you just have that desire to become better.
Okay, can you give us an example? Examples of
Uh,
internal or external?
External is probably um, like a like um, like you see your friends who has a nice car and you also want that nice car. But once you get that nice car, you lose the motivation to work hard.
Okay,
Whereas internal motivation is you just have that desire to be
okay,
good at what you do.
right, okay. Let me give you a more basic example. That's good. Thank you. More basic example. Okay, you clean your room because your mother tells you to clean your room, and you won't be punished. See, motivation can come in two flavors. It can be positive reinforcement, or it can be negative punishment. So maybe your mother will give you some money if you clean your room, reward, or perhaps you will be punished and lose some privileges if you don't clean your room. But either way, that is definitely external motivation. On the other hand, if you want to clean your room because you take personal delight in having a nice, tidy room, if you feel better, if it helps you to feel emotionally more happy and secure to have a nice, clean living space, well, that's very much an intrinsic desire, as Mulham states, or internal motivation. It's coming from you, right? Okay. Anybody? I think this is fairly straightforward quote. Does anybody have another observation about this? I throw it out for anybody in the class.
Al- Also, we have,
Go ahead.
yeah, also we have some kind of take shower every day from demotivation. What I mean, for example, around me, a lot of demotivation people. A lot of people look at me how I learn in English and say something. You will never fly. Your English will never fly. Something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I need take shower every day from this demotivational something. I don't know. I think
Okay.
you got it. My
Sure. Let me talk a little English. You can motivate somebody, that's a verb, or you can demotivate somebody.
be demotivate
Okay.
somebody. Okay.
Yeah, that's a verb, as a verb.
Okay.
As an adjective, a motivated person. Of course, a motivating ing lecture. Once again, we have the ed to talk about internal feelings and the ing to talk about something else or an event or something. A motivating lecture. So you can have a motivated person or an unmotivated person.
Yeah,
Okay? Right.
unmotivated around me. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
right.
I live in the small city, and I think if I find 20 people who barely talking in English, can talk in English, it would be nice.
Okay. Uh, yeah, well, that's tough. Okay, well, that's interesting. So your idea is you have to using Zig's analogy, you need to wash off the demotivation. Okay. That's an interesting analogy. Okay. Hmm. Well, I like that though. Okay. Anyone else have another comment before we move on? Uh, Heidi, I'll come back to you in a second, but I'm going to have somebody else read the quote. Stick with me there. Anatoly, can you read this next quote?
Okay. Be grateful for what you have and stop complaining. It bores everybody else, does you no good, and doesn't solve any problems. Yes, I agree. It is a good advice. Not complaining. And the second idea, be grateful for what you have. Yes, it gives also motivation, stimul for improving. You achieve something and be grateful for that. Think about next goal.
Okay. All right. I I mostly agree with that and everything you said, but I do disagree slightly. For me, what I mean is, for the most part, it's absolutely true. But for me, when things are not going well or I have a problem, sometimes I find it very therapeutic to just vent. Find somebody I'm close to, a good friend, a close friend, my wife, or somebody I'm very close to who can just, they have to do nothing but listen to me while I complain very heatedly for 5 or 10 minutes, and then it's out of my system. It's like cleansing or therapeutic. Then I can just forget about it. I instantly feel much better. What do you think about that, Heidi? Is
Hmm.
is
People
it
are not
okay to vent?
people are not that sensitive, so we need to complain sometimes. If we don't complain, they don't understand my feeling. But I don't want to complain many times, long times. Mm.
Mhm.
Then it's very important complaining to someone
Occasionally. Well, if you
occasionally.
mean,
But
do you
if
mean?
I complain a long time, I got tired. So maybe complaining is very good, but I need to stop it in 2 minutes or 3 minutes. It's enough.
Yeah. Well, maybe it has to do with what are you complaining about? Maybe.
Mhm.
Are you complaining about something that cannot be changed? In which case, obviously, it's just a waste of time and energy.
Usually I'm very patient, but some people do the same thing repeatedly. Then finally I complain about that.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, let's see. Mohem, can you talk yet? Or are you still in the noisy place? The noisy place.
Is it good like now?
Oh, it's okay. It's not noisy.
Okay.
All right.
It was worse.
Okay. Well, I can't complain about that. uh, Well, what do you think of this quote? Do you think, is it ever okay? I'm just interested in this aspect. Obviously, be grateful for what you have. That's hard to argue that point, um, which is something people don't do enough of, really, myself included. But his other point, stop complaining. Is it ever okay to complain?
Yeah, sometimes when you reach a fringe or the edge of like you are pushed to your limit and you can't do anything, you need to complain. But in general, there are people like they take it as a habit. They just go on complaining about everything. Like if his
Yeah,
stuff is dropped, he'll complain. If the water, if it's raining, he'll complain. It's just a habit. Then it became a habit. He just loved complaining. So instead of like talking about the good stuff in his life or telling a joke or having fun or enjoying the moment, he'll just complain about any negative thing uh, um, he will experience in his life. So it
yeah,
will be more like a habit. Yeah,
yeah.
I hate those people.
Have you ever met somebody like that who has brought the whole complaining thing to a real extreme?
mm, I can't like I'm sure I've met, but I can't remember like a particular one right now. But I have met, and I have met many. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I remember a guy. I was a chef in a French restaurant. Um, well-to-do clients, very fancy cuisine, or Anyway, this guy was quite wealthy, and he had really nothing to complain about. You know, pulled up to the restaurant in a stretch limousine. What does he have to complain about? Anyway, you've never heard somebody complain so much. He would complain about everything. My fork's dirty. Oh, the curtains are crooked on the window. And then, of course, he would complain about the food, and it wouldn't matter what you served him every single time, he would send his food back. Sometimes without even tasting it. You know, just amazing. I'm just really, I'd never ever in my life before or after seen anything like this guy. Just unbelievable. Finally, I was the chef, but finally we all got sick of it, and the owner got sick of it, and the owner threw him out of the restaurant, told him to never come back. It was actually one of the happiest moments of my life. We were all so happy. Oh yeah.
And you all sung many songs.
We did. We had a little staff party after work. I'll tell you what. No kidding. I never felt so happy and so proud of my boss for standing up to him and very calmly, not shouting and screaming, just saying, you know what? You are such a worthless human being. I don't know. You've got everything, and yet nothing is good enough for you. If I put a gold bar on a plate and served it to you for free, you would complain. Anyway, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Shell.
Can I just
Yeah.
share something about it? I mean, I was just reminded that in my previous work as a service officer, well, actually human resource officer, we were taught before that our clients are always right. So when it comes to
Mm,
this note, I have learned that it's okay to feel your emotions. I mean, it's okay to acknowledge your frustrations. It's just that you don't directly put it or tell it to the front in front of the person you are complaining with. At least give time, like what you did, like what your management did. It took you some time for
yeah.
you to be calm enough to approach the person. Like in our group, we have our
Mm,
support group wherein we would whine, but not directly to the person, but only in such a time that we are that we have our thoughts together, that we are calmed down, that we can actually approach the person and tell our not really complaints, but the things that we feel negative about.
yeah.
So
That
I
goes
think
back.
it's okay. Yep.
It goes back
Yes.
to what I was saying about venting. When we vent in English, we say we vent to somebody. We're complaining. I vent to my wife if I'm complaining about my job. She has nothing to do with my job. She's just a neutral sort of observer. So for that, I think that's similar to what you're talking about. Not actually, I'm not really addressing complaining to anybody involved in the problem. I'm just getting the emotional boil over out of my system, I guess, is one way to put it.
Which is a natural thing to do, right? It's
I
so
think
natural
so.
for humans. Yeah. I mean, you just have to acknowledge that you are frustrated about things. And
Right.
I think it's pretty normal.
I hope so, because I do it. I think some people who don't do it are those crazy people in the United States who go back to their office where they got fired and, shoot everyone with a gun. Whoa, dude. You need to vent somewhere else a little bit. Uh, okay. Hello, Nader, by the way. Didn't say
Hello, hello,
hey
hello.
yet. Hi, how are you today?
I'm fine. How are you today?
I'm okay. Uh, any comments, Nader, about this quote or about the value
Uh,
or no value
I
in
guess
complaining?
I guess it's straightforward. You have already covered it.
Okay. All right. Pretty much we have, I guess. Okay. Anybody else? Any last comments on this quote? Shall we move on? Winning, win, win, win. Okay. How to use the word win 5 times in a sentence. Here we go. Here we go. Max, can I have you read this one?
Sure. You were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
sometimes plan on fly.
What?
Okay.
Say again?
Sometimes you have to plan on fly how to win.
Plan on the fly. You mean suddenly?
Yeah. On the fly?
Yeah, that's
On
it.
the
It's
fly.
an idiomatic expression. So you do something on the fly. You just kind of make it up as you go along at the last second.
I,
For example,
I heard.
I have to just quickly as an example, if I get called in to substitute for another teacher and I in a real life classroom and I have to teach his class and I have no idea what they're doing or what unit they're on, I have to come up with a lesson plan on the fly.
The same flying by seats of my pants.
Yeah, it's very, very related. Flying by the seat of your pants.
By the seat of my pants.
Yeah, very, very closely related. You're right.
I don't know what to say about this quote because this is really straightforward and
Yeah, it is.
I think
It does make me wonder, actually, if Zig Ziglar. Okay, reading this, thinking about this guy Zig Ziglar, did he ever have a plan B? I mean, I don't know. I don't like to put all my eggs in one basket. I like to have a plan B, at least, and maybe a plan C. I don't expect to win every time all that much. Is there a difference, Edgardo? Do you think he's really saying go for it, or is it a good idea to have a plan B and a plan C?
Yes, I think it's a good idea because in that way you are prepared for anything is going to come or any possible result.
All right. Well, that may be part of you must plan to win, I guess. Really, maybe he's not
Yeah,
abandoning
also,
that idea. Okay.
well, also I think this phrase um, refers to the attitude,
Well,
the
yes.
right attitude that you must have, a positive attitude.
Right. Right. Back to our first quote there. Okay.
Yes.
It is fairly straightforward. Does anybody else have anything to say about this one? Can we move on?
I, I guess
Yeah.
you were born to win. Everyone has equal chances. But to be a winner, you must plan to win. Someone said, if I have like 8 hours to cut a tree, I'll spend 6 hours to preparing the axe, something like this. So
Yeah.
preparation and planning is very important to succeed. And as you said, you like to have a plan B or plan C. It's like two contradicting schools. Some people say you have to burn your bridges and have only one goal in mind. You are persistent to do it. So you go for it. You have no other option. So you will achieve it if you believe in it. So
Right. Yeah, right.
some people prefer to have many options. So if one is not okay, he can go for the other.
That's right. I want to keep my bridge, and I want to have some rubber rafts and a helicopter on standby. That's my
Yeah.
preference.
Safety net.
Okay.
I also want to mention one point that
Please.
if you have some goals, one goal, I don't know how many who have it's impossible to see all way to this goal. And what I mean, a lot of people try to prepare your step B before they done step A.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's like, and I think this is a problem for them. They try to prepare more than it's needed to achieve your
Ah.
goal.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Mm.
some kind of yeah, it's a more interesting thing. It's the way isn't important. Important only your goals.
Okay. All right. Are you to some degree?
I'm not
Yeah.
interested to
Go ahead.
win. I'm interested to enjoying the process.
Ah.
Enjoy way.
So I prepare
Also
and
interesting.
I plan for enjoying the process, not to win. If I win, maybe I'm very glad, but I don't have so big competitiveness.
Right. Enjoy the journey, so to speak. Well, okay, say you want to be in a marathon. I mean, do you really want to win the marathon or you just want to finish the marathon? Most people who join marathons or something of that nature, something that really tests your stamina, both mental and physical, don't really do it to win. They're not really there's a few of them, yeah, okay, ultra competitive people, but most of them just want to prove to themselves that they can do it. Right. I understand what Heidi's saying. You. It's not saying that you don't want to win. It's saying that your goal, that winning is actually the journey, not necessarily the destination. Am I putting words in your mouth, Heidi, or am I pretty much
Yes, I think
understanding it?
so. If I win in some competition, next time I need to win again. It's
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like.
Right.
My rule of thumb
Mm.
in my life, I'll cross this bridge when I come to it.
Okay. I like to say I'll destroy that bridge when I come to it.
after cross.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Okay. Let's move on here. I want to talk about integrity a little bit. I said to you before, I've done a little bit of sales here and there in my lifetime, and the whole idea of integrity in sales is something I find very interesting because, of course, many people in sales lack integrity, frankly. Anyway, let's read the quote. Ming, I'd like you to read it for us, please.
With integrity, you have nothing to fear, since you have nothing to hide. With integrity, you will do the right thing, so you will have no guilt.
Okay. All right. Let that sink in a minute. All right. Well, first of all, Ming, what is integrity?
Honesty.
Yes. Right. Both inward and outward, internal and external, and honest with yourself and honest to the people you're dealing with. Right.
Right.
Okay. Uh, okay.
Okay, may I ask you,
Sure.
did
Anything.
you have some feeling sometime you are talking, you talk true, but you are fear that it looks like lie. Sometimes
uh,
it
yeah.
happened with me. I don't know why, but it's really strange.
No, I think I know what you mean. There's a weird thing about if you're in sales or dealing with customers, even if you're being, it's a strange and dangerous thing. Maybe I don't know. Have you ever experienced this, Max, where you're telling the truth, you're really trying to help the customer or whatever, and they don't believe you, but you are
Every
telling the truth.
every time, every time. Really.
Okay. I find that really frustrating, and probably one of the reasons I really can't do sales, and I don't want to do sales. First of all, I won't. Many places, frankly, ask you to lie or sugarcoat matters, or basically not lie actively, but frequently to just not leave information out. This is a normal tactic in sales. Not
I,
actually lying, just leaving out information. But when I'm very forthright when in my business dealings and people still think I'm lying, it's very frustrating. you know?
I mentioned that if I talk that the lie, if I'm lying, the people more trust me. I don't. Yeah, it's really impossible. I told those things, impossible things, but I don't know. Very-
oh, funny. Uh, okay. All right. Well, the importance of integrity. Shell, uh, what do you think? Uh, Obviously, I don't know. In the business world is, sometimes we say you have to get your hands dirty, but do you? Is integrity the best policy? Why?
I think it takes self-mastery to be able to be totally honest, because once you live with your values, and any simple thing that will defeat what you believe in, you can actually let go. Like, for example, you are asked to do something fishy in a business, you have the courage to resign or to go out of the business if you have that in mind. Although it takes a lot of courage to do that, because you have a job, you have people to feed. So I think a man with an full of integrity, is that how you put it? Someone who has the integrity should also be courageous, and also and knows himself very well.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. I like that. Self-mastery or self-discipline. Um, okay. I'm trying to think about your phrase "full of integrity." Is that? Hmm. Uh, a man who's full of integrity. Okay. He has integrity. He has more integrity than. Okay. Full of integrity. I guess it's okay. I'm trying to think of how you would say that in English, and it's the only thing I can come up with as well. Okay.
Do you
Anybody
have an
else have any?
adjective?
Yeah, I was trying to think of
An
that.
adjective? It's
Uh,
very integral. No. Yes.
that is integrity is a noun, right? You're trying to
Yes.
integrigious, integrative, integrative. I'm trying to come up with it too. Integratable. Uh,
Forget it. Honest will do.
integritational. Okay. I can't come up with that one. There must be. Uh, that's weird, huh?
I
Shall
know
I?
it's hard.
It's a tough one. All right. Any more comments about this one? Actually, I do like Moham's quote that he picked. Maybe Moham, go ahead. Read that one for us. Is it on my sheet, or is that one you just came up with yourself?
Yeah. No, it's down there.
It is a
In
good one.
the same sheet. Yeah, it's here. This is this is it.
Where'd I put it?
I've just passed it. It's up.
Did I?
Okay.
you lost it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Here we go. All right. Yeah, that's a good one.
Expect.
And this is
Yeah.
widely quoted. Go ahead. Yeah.
Expect the best. Prepare for the worst. Capitalize on what comes.
Yeah. That's pretty straightforward.
It's a great quote because it's just real. Like when you are
It's
when you
just
are
real,
trying to
you know.
get something you should expect the best. You should always expect the best. You should keep your you shouldn't have a limit. The sky is the limit. Then you should at the same time you need to prepare for any surprises, any obstacles that might occur on your way. Yeah,
Okay.
then you should act accordingly. It's just it's the best plan ever.
Best ever. That might occur, not occurs. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
singular. But
yeah.
anyway, okay, right. This goes back to my plan B and C. I like to have a plan B and C. Prepare for the worst, not expect the worst. And actually, it goes back to what Max said. Don't spend all your time preparing for the worst. You should be expecting the best. So actually, this incorporates a lot of different things we've been talking about all through class, really. Anybody else have another comment about this particular quote? There's another one I like. This one here. Let's take a look at this one real quick. Anatoly, well, actually, okay, sure, why not? Nadir, actually, can you read this one?
You can have everything in life you want if you'll just help other people get what they want. Yes, I guess especially with families and friends. If your happiness lies in seeing people happy. So
right. Okay.
if you need happiness, so if you help other people get what they want, they will be happy, and you will be happy as well.
Right. And looking at it more cynically from Zig Ziglar and his salesman background, one of the four fundamental suppositions for creating a sale is creating a need. So if you're really helping people fulfill a need, actually, having worked in sales, there's a bonus. You don't have to feel like you're cheating people. You are helping people if you're helping them get what they want, and it actually feels good. There's no reason you have to feel like a criminal if you're in sales. You can actually help people.
But if
I feel that way. I feel that way teaching you guys English. You know, this is a product. You guys are buying it. But on the other hand, I really feel like I am helping people. I have definitely helped people get into universities, move to other countries. It's, you know, it's very, it's great. It's a good thing.
Sure, if you help other people to achieve their goals.
Sorry? Max?
Maybe it's wrong pronunciation. Rewarding job.
Rewarding.
Rewarding, yeah, sorry.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, we had a very late joiner. Looks like, I'm not sure. Could be Korean. Hi, welcome to the class.
My name is very difficult. Is you say is Grace is okay?
It's what? Grace?
My nickname is Grace.
Grace. Oh yeah. Sure, Grace. That's fine. Hi,
Yes.
Grace.
Yes.
Are you Korean? Am I guessing correctly? Yeah. Okay,
Just
I saw the Hangul writing.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, welcome to the class. I'm terribly sorry, but I just wanted to say hello because you're entering the class right at the very, very, very end. In fact, I have to go right now because I have to go to a one-on-one class. But welcome, and I just wanted to say hi.
Hi.
Hi, and also thank you to everyone. I have to go now, but
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
have a nice
Thank
day.
you very much. Goodbye.
Have a nice weekend.
Bye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Thank you.
Thank you.